Hi, good evening. Sorry it got delayed. Generally, what we do if faculty comes late to session, generally what we generally talk to somebody sitting next to us, isn't it? We get familiarized with them, or we'll try to get familiar about the surroundings of Ashok Nagar. We will consider it as a chai break, or and generally and you are the same students because this is not the first batch or you are not the first people I'm interacting with. You will come to me in the month of November, December, or maybe in the month of January. You will say, we had classes 8 hours, 10 hours, generally 7 8 hours of classes. So during class time we did not get time to revise, so I'm not sure if I can clear this attempt. And you will already start thinking about 2024 attempt. Yeah, 95% of the students say this. Not at all an exaggeration. 95% of the students, at least in our Hyderabad, who are taking coaching for PCM batches, and for various reasons, though not just this institute, any other institute which promise you that we will finish off the syllabus by January. No, that never happened in the history of UPSC. Even so-called well-established institutions, most of them they'll take Feb end. Some also take March first week, second week. You can literally cross-check by going to every institute, because though the schedules will be planned, sometimes I also blame students for that. You want Dasara break, you want Sankranti break, you want Diwali break, you want all the breaks in the world, and that sometimes faculties also might fall ill or scheduling errors might happen. All put together, the outcome will be like this. By the time the syllabus gets completed, it will be March first week or second week, or at least Feb. I'm not saying about my anthropology. My anthropology, most likely I'll be ending it by November. Coming back to the most important thing I want to address, and you will start considering skipping this attempt, or you will start considering preparing for 2024 attempt. That happens because, and it's very normal and natural, because we have never taught you time management. People who are teaching classes, we are always busy pumping content on your heads. We have never taught you how to manage your mind, how to manage your time, and how to strengthen your memory. These things we never taught because we are not paid for that. For that matter, nobody does that. It's your responsibility, but you don't take it seriously, isn't it? I'm saying this out of anguish, because yesterday also I was talking to one girl. For some reason, due to COVID, she is actually well prepared. Only thing, she's underconfident to give, and now she's planning to skip 2023. She's planning to think about 2024. I don't know how far 2024 is, isn't it? Anyways, coming back to your case, don't have 2024 plans. You have to give 2023 attempt, which means every single minute which is at your disposal, you have to make good use, isn't it? You guys have all come here claiming that I want to clear this exam in the first attempt. How can you clear in the exam in the first attempt? Now, students who are preparing for mains, who are writing mains this year, most of them, they will be in their second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth attempts, because in their first attempt they would not have made proper use of their time, isn't it? Unless you guys make proper use of every single minute that is at your disposal right now, let me tell you, it's impossible to clear your exam. You may clear prelims, and the time you have between your prelims and mains, that 90-95 day window, it's not sufficient for you to master mains answer writing. It's not sufficient for you to have a good grip of the main subjects. Are you getting my point? So you have to consider yourself, or you have to be, at least don't tell that I'm a beginner. Don't keep saying this. See, competition is cutthroat, competition is ruthless. Let's be very clear in our head about that. And don't make all these claims that I'm an average student, it will take time for me to get into the preparation, my learning is slow, my grasping is slow. Don't tell all these stories to yourself. You can tell to somebody else, they'll listen and they'll pretend to listen and they'll ignore. But at least don't tell these stories to yourself. Be ruthlessly honest. Tell yourself, I am here to bloody clear this exam, and I told myself that I want to clear it in the first attempt. Let me do what all it takes to clear it in the first attempt. One simple and commonsensical thing, do not waste your time. Even if, let's say, faculty comes 15 minutes, 20 minutes late, try to use this. Okay, 15, 20 minutes time I have at my disposal. Let me revise all the things which he has taught over the last 7, 8 sessions. Do you think we gave any less content in the last 7, 8 sessions? You sit and count, I have taught you not less than 25 to 30 concepts. Saying that I have not taught you anything, still I have introduced you, I have familiarized you, I have made you to understand those many topics. Hope you are understanding. So yes, do not waste your time. There are time for friendship is, now you clear the examination, then you have all the time in the world for making friendships. Okay, study properly and don't give this complaint that whole day I have classes so I could not read. So what, whole day you have classes mean, are they giving 14 hours classes for you? No. And intelligent students know how to manage his time. He learns to steal the time. That gap between 5 minutes or 10 minutes between one session to another session is sufficient for you to revise the whole thing that was taught over the last 50 minutes. Because it will be in your fresh memory, very dynamic memory that goes easily into the mind. Right? So learn this and try to revise all the things which are taught on a particular day the same day. As long as you guys do not do it, you will be feeling subject is very tough, subject is confusing, there is lot to learn, this concept seems to be difficult, I am forgetting everything, my memory. These are all stories or the reasons we tell ourselves because we don't do things which are supposed to be done, something as basic as revising the things which are taught in the class on the same day. If you just stick to this simple and basic thing that you have to revise things which are taught in the class then and there on the same day, that's going to take care of all your preparation needs. Okay, especially I know most of you seems to be beginners here, so take the session very seriously and read things as and when as they are taught. I'm saying not this just for our anthropology, even for your general studies it very much applies. Right? Yes. So I'm sharing the screen now. What was the last topic we were talking yesterday? HGP, Human Genome Project, right? I believe I have to start with a new topic now, isn't it? Topic 9.5. No, 9.6 I believe. Okay, racism. Yeah. So racism topic, it's again essentially the same thing. We will be discussing about the same ideas. So these are all generally considered as, some of the important races in the world. Don't try to mug up their names now, just see them. Caucasoid, Negroid, Mongoloid, Australoid. These are different races, popular races in the world, in different parts of the world. Then, you can't see that? Ouch. Can you help? It's not. But online students cannot see me. That problem is there. You guys can sit here or sit somewhere. Yeah. Help me again. Let's. We'll keep it in the same place where we have moved it from. Okay. There is no other place. Yeah. Okay. So these are different races, and this is the racial composition of India. Can you see this? This is the racial composition of India. In India, where do we have Caucasoid race? Where do we have Mongoloid race? Where we have Dravidian race? Just observe it. What are we? Huh? Dravidians? We means what are we? Are Telugu people. That is not exactly the same, but it's a very random classification. Okay. Who are Mongolites? Which state people are Mongoloids? Huh? Northeast Indians are Mongoloids, and also any other place? Can you say Mongoloids there? That Ladakh region also you have Mongoloids, isn't it? And what in some places background there is blue color and on it they have kept brown stripes. What it could be? Huh? Yes, that is the reason they have used this term, race crossing. Race crossing. Race crossing. Isn't it? Let's say if you guys, let's say somebody, if you like a North Indian girl and maybe both of you like each other, can anyone stop them from marrying if their parents are supportive? So always, there is always this race crossing, this intermingling. Intermingling means mingling among races always happened in the human history. It always happened in the human history. That is the reason we will study this race crossing. Race crossing. And racial differentiation means nothing but, just curious, try to apply your mind. Why these people are looking like this? 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 But when I have shown you evolution of humans, remember that image? We all have evolved from the same monkey. You're understanding my question? We have all evolved from the same Homo erectus. That is the term I used. But why suddenly we have started looking different? Very good. It could be because of environment. It could be because of environment. One more reason, it could be because of environment. I agree with you. Let's say somebody is born in interior Anantapur district, Rayalaseema. What is the possibility of this guy getting married to somebody born in Brazil interior village? Only in Telugu movies it is possible. And only after, people started moving from one place to another place by using ships or aeroplanes, at least that 1% probability exists. Otherwise, possibility does not exist. Will you randomly marry an African or an American or a Russian? Just by sitting here in Facebook, let's say tomorrow morning, say one of our guys become a good friend with an African girl. And if you propose to your mom that I want to marry her, will she accept? No, she'll slap on your face. Same is the case with boys or the girls. Randomly, marriages won't happen randomly. Marriages won't happen randomly. Marriages happen only in a non-random manner. Why? Why marriages won't happen in a non-random manner? One, distance. The example I gave, somebody in Brazil can't marry somebody in other culture. Other culture. Culture will prevent you from marrying. Culture will prevent you from marrying. Let's say if we understand that culture has come very recently, but distance is always there. Distance is always there. So only a group of people are often mating with each other. Small group of people who are located close to each other. At least now there are buses, trains, aeroplanes. People are marrying somebody far. But in the past, maximum distance you can go and marry somebody in your life is maybe some 100 kilometers or 300 kilometers. Isn't it? People may not even think of, just for the sake of marrying somebody, nobody will randomly walk so long and marry someone. No love marriages, nothing, right? Are you getting what I am trying to say? Now, the whole point of this discussion, try to understand carefully. Yesterday I told something called as Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Remember? What is that equilibrium? Such an equilibrium, does it exist naturally? What I said? It will not exist naturally. It's a theory. We have assumed that this equilibrium will be maintained. One of the reasons why this equilibrium will be maintained is only when the mating is random, this equilibrium will be maintained. Yesterday I deliberately did not tell that point. Only when the mating is random, equilibrium will be maintained. But is mating random? Mating is not random. Mating is very non-random. Non-random means mating is very selective. Mating is very selective. The possibility of somebody born in India mating with somebody in Africa is very rare and very remote. It's not as random as we think. It's very much selective. Mating is very selective. People have preferences. A white girl seldom marries a black man, generally, because it's a preference. Similarly, a dark boy may also not prefer to marry a fair girl like this. These are all preferences. This is natural. There is nothing controversial or nothing cultural about it also. Generally, people will prefer to marry same phenotype. People will generally prefer to marry of the same phenotype. That's the general preference of the people. So coming back to whole discussion, I just want to make this point. Equilibrium, which I have told in yesterday's class, will be maintained only when the mating is random. But in reality, mating is selective or non-random. As mating is selective or non-random, equilibrium cannot be maintained. Equilibrium cannot be maintained means what? Change will happen. Change will happen means what? Evolution will happen. Simple. Right. So that is nothing but racial differentiation. How new races will form? Because mating is not non-random. Mating is not random. Mating is non-random or selective. Okay, you will understand it much better in the regular sessions. But I just want to, familiarize you with this term, racial differentiation. Okay. Then yeah, going a little further. Racial mixing, I told, right? Just now I used word that racial intermingling, racial admixture, race crossing. Race crossing is, who is this girl? This girl. Huh? What she does? Film actor? Glad some of you know. She's a badminton player, right? Her mom is from China. Her dad is Indian. So, can you see? She has features of both Indian and Chinese features. It's a good example of racial admixture, race crossing. Okay. So, this is what we will be discussing in this topic. And I'll just quickly touch upon that idea of Black Lives Matter, why we discussed in yesterday's class. Even today, as I've already mentioned, even today, even in the present times, we have this racial discrimination. You must be reading in newspapers, right? In America, Indian citizens got attacked. Or in Australia, it's very normal, right? In Australia, we often see this racial attacks on Indians and blacks. Especially these days on Indians, the racial attacks are increasing because of that jealousy. Our Indians are going there and our people are getting all the jobs there. So they are getting jealous, and because of this jealousy, it's creating problems. Because of this jealousy, it is creating problems. These are nothing but racial attacks. So this topic will remain relevant even today, ma. This topic will remain relevant even today. Though outwardly all of us condemn racism. Racism is bad. Racism illegal. Racism is unethical. Outwardly we say all these things. But the sad reality is, even today, people are attacking each other, even killing each other in the name of races. Is that clear? Yes. So that much you have to learn from that particular topic. Just quickly write down this. And from tomorrow, as regular sessions are starting, I expect that all of you have to definitely come with, laminated copy of the syllabus sheet. And today also I met Fakiresh. He was saying not many of you are writing assignments. I'll again monitor at the end, but at least by weekend, let's say one particular day, if you have not done your assignment, it's okay. At least next day, try to finish off that thing. Okay. By weekend, try to do all the assignments. Did you guys keep separate book for try to fix it, na? Sonali, tell them. Every class it's happening like that. Why that stress we have to take every time? At least by weekend, ensure that all your assignments are done. Are you guys done? Let me ask you this question. How many of you remember? When I started my discussion on physical anthropology, the very first slide, what did I tell you? What are we interested in studying in this physical anthropology? No, not genes. Yes, we are interested in studying variation. Remember what I said? Physical anthropology is interested in studying what? Variety among humans. Physical anthropology is interested in studying variety among humans. Variety among humans, isn't it? Among different human beings, how different varieties exist, and how different humans are themselves a variety or a variation is what physical anthropology is interested in studying. Remember this point I told you? Now you will understand how simple this topic is. Yeah. Yeah. Shravani, what's your blood group, ma? B positive. Yours, ma? Tanuja? A. B positive. See, just in one row, we have variety. There are two types. Right? 3 are B positive. 3 are B positive, right? If I am not correct. One is A positive. B positive, you are A. Okay, whatever. Just in one row, there is variation. Now, if I take the whole class, is there anybody O negative? O negative. O positive. O positive is very common. Anybody negative or is negative? Huh? Ah, that's what. Is there anybody in the class I am asking? Anyone negative? Anybody AB positive? Anyone O positive? O positive will be there. Anybody B positive? B positive? Oh yeah, already there. AB positive? Also not there. That's what. What is this? Variety, right? Nothing but it's a variety. Just like that, AB negative is one variety, O negative is one variety, A negative is one variety. Means, is there difference among you? Obviously, in one small class, if there is this much difference, then in the whole population, there will be difference. And interestingly, let's say in India, one blood group is more common when compared to in Europeans, one blood group is more common. And in Africans, one type of blood group is more common. In Americans, one type of blood group is more common. That specifics we will do in the regular class. But this chapter is all about understanding that. It's not that all human groups, no two individuals, there is a possibility to have same blood group. Even if they have a possible same blood group, then among the populations, we will try to see the variation. Such a simple topic it is, nothing difficult. You got my point? Yes. So, AB blood groups, RH means nothing but RH positive, RH negative. You have, right? O positive. When I asked, some of you told O positive. Then what is O negative? Negative means it is RH negative, like that. Similarly, there is something called as human leukocyte antigen, haptoglobin, transferrin, immunoglobulin M, different blood enzymes. All these things we will try to see how they vary among different ages, how they vary among different sexes, and how they vary among different populations. It's all about understanding variations. It's all about, let's say, women have one particular type of blood group more common when compared to men. Like that. Based on sex also, certain things might vary. Based on age also, some things might vary. Based on the population also, some things might vary. This chapter is all about understanding that variation. That's it. Then again, read this carefully. Physiological characteristics. Hemoglobin level, body fat, pulse rate, respiratory functions, and sensory perceptions in different cultural and socio-economic groups. I know physiology must be a new term for you. Shravani, what is physiology, ma? Physiology means? You forgot? What is physiology? Anybody? Yeah, physiology means functioning of the body. Anatomy means what? Human anatomy means human body structure. Physiology means how your circulatory system, how your cardiovascular system, how your respiratory system, excretory system. Do you have all these systems in the body? How they function is nothing but physiology. How they function is nothing but physiology. Okay. Physiological characteristics like hemoglobin level, body fat, pulse rate, respiratory functions, and sensory perceptions in different cultural groups and socio-economic groups. Simple. In different groups, how these things vary. All of you have same fat level here? No. Some of you are very lean, some of you are fat. Means somebody who is fat, they have more adipose tissue or fat in their body. Look, in the small class, if I now weigh you all of you are having same weight. Which means then all of you, if I take your hemoglobin level tested, all of you will have same body fat? No. Pulse rate? Some of you take stress for small things, then pulse rates will be naturally normally high. Like that, respiratory functions, sensory perceptions. Sensory perceptions, how many of you can hear that outside noise? Yeah, some of you may not be hearing. Some of you have high sensory perception. You can easily hear that outside noise. Some has less sensory perception. It also has to do with the focus in the class. But yes, some have more, some have better ability to see, better ability to listen, better ability to walk, better, like that, not walk, better ability to smell, better ability to taste. These are nothing but sensory perceptions. That we will see if there is any variation among different cultural groups and socio-economic groups. It's a very simple topic. Rarely they ask questions in this topic, but still we will read this. Okay, did you see? These are the common blood groups, right? A positive, B positive, AB positive, all these things. We don't get it complete screen? I don't think so. This is the full screen. Okay, no problem. Then, this is a very rare variant, steatopygia. In some of the African women, there is excessive deposition of fat in the buttocks region and upper thigh region. It's a cultural, it's very natural and it's not a disease. If it is a disease, it will be seen in only 1 or 2 members, but it's not a disease. It's there among the women, especially the women who belongs to certain parts of Africa, certain parts of Latin America. Even in India, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, some women have this kind of steatopygia. And of course, in the initial days, when these women, they are discriminated, they are treated with contempt, and they are treated as sex objects. Then later, anthropologists have done studies and they have identified that it is not a disease. It's an culture, it's an adaptation, body's adaptation for this women. Did you see their face? Is it like our face? Though I will again touch upon this idea in the next topic. The way the face is in such a way that how are these cheeks? They are somewhat big, right? Why? Why do you think? And can you guess what type of ecosystem these guys are now standing? What could be the background? Guess the background. Snow falling region, right? Means how the weather will be very cool. Means the air which they are breathing, if it is that cool, don't you think it can harm the lungs? Harm the lungs, harm the respiratory system, harm the whole body. So when the air is entering into the body, don't you think it has to become slightly warm? Common sense, right? Air has to become little warm. So what they have sinuses here. Sinuses. You all might have heard this term sinusitis in your. Sinusitis means nothing but our bone will have some air pockets here. You may be thinking, why these air pockets? These air pockets will act like insulation. They'll help, moderate that temperature of the air that is going inside. That simple and commonsensical thing. These people have well-developed sinuses. Why they have well-developed sinuses? Because the kind of temperature they lives in, the environment they lives in has ensured that they have this. So there is variation among population. Do we have it? Why we don't have it? We don't need it. Our environment does not demand it. We don't need it. Their environment demands it. They need it. Simple. Are you getting my point? Yes.